I'm just reading these. Someone said, is Clouds based on a true story? No. Me and Tommy made it, or we started making it, I think, last year. I love movies. I don't know. We were in the studio one time, and sometimes we just mess around with ideas. And Tommy has like the most amazing, he does a lot of TV and film stuff. So he'll play sounds sometimes and we'll be like, oh man, that's like straight out of a movie. And then a lot of times we'll try to manipulate it to where you can use it in a song. And then I can't remember exactly how it happened, but one of us was like, we should do like a story, like an actual movie or scene or something. And then we were going back and forth about like a gas station, a robbery. And I'd have to ask him, we were thinking about some kind of ending. And then when I was writing it, I just went a different direction at the end, just because when you're in the moment, sometimes you just don't know what's going to happen. And it just ended up working out. I actually wrote the song pretty quickly. The video, I loved shooting. Anybody who's on my sets for shooting music videos, I'm kind of a pain in the butt. But they usually end up turning out. Just want to say thank you to everyone who was on that shoot. There's so many talented people. That's definitely one of my favorite things to do, is just seeing all the other people that have different jobs on stuff. There's so much that goes into videos and people don't even realize. So thank you to Patrick, my video guy, for all his work on that video. And I'm glad you guys liked it. I mean, I know it was like something different. It's probably not one of those songs that people like drive down the road and listen to all the time, but it was just more something cool. I wanted to try something different. I'm just reading through these. Someone asked me if I'm excited to be a dad. Yeah. I mean, it's crazy to think about bringing a kid into the world. So me and my wife are really excited. Someone said talk about story. That's what I was just talking about. But if you have like specific questions or about any of the songs, yeah, I'm just trying to find one. Someone said, were the collabs done in person? No. With Hobson, it was so long ago. We did the song so long ago. I was going to release it as a single. He may even remember better than me when I was on tour or just getting off tour. And then it just, obviously, COVID and everything. And then I just wasn't sure what I was going to do. Held on to it forever. So we had that song for so long. But yeah, we just went back and forth, sent him some beats, or sent him that beat. I can't remember how many beats I sent. But him and Tech Nine, both awesome dudes, super talented. And they both killed it. Someone said, what's your favorite album so far? I don't know. I think The Search is probably my favorite album. Personally. It was long. It was a little long, I thought. But I just kept making songs. And then, once I got to the end of it, I didn't feel like I could cut any songs. But that's probably my favorite project. The mixtape I actually like a lot. I think there's a couple fresh things on there, and I just felt like I could just rap on it and just do something a little different. What was my favorite song in the mixtape? This is a question people always ask. I don't know. I don't know exactly. I suck at that, answering that question, because it really just depends. Drifting was made a while back. I thought that song was kind of unique and cool, just how the track was. I thought Story was unique. I like That's a Joke. I thought Clouds was cool. Someone said, do I see the growth? I didn't get to read your whole thing in my voice or my rapping or something. Yeah, I cringe at so much of my old stuff. But that's just part of being an artist and being a creative. I feel like you get to witness. It sucks that it's out there, but you get to. I listened to back. Me and Tommy were listening back to old stuff the other day, and we both were like, because we've been working together now for like 7 years or more. I don't even know. And you listen back to the stuff that you've done, and it's like terrible. I think my writing's terrible. Things I'm doing with my voice, things I'm saying. But, that's just part of growing as an artist. I would encourage anyone who, I sucked so bad when I started making music. So if you want to make music or do something, you might suck in the beginning, but I don't know. You might as well just try. Yeah, someone just posted a lyric from Intro. I love Intro, but that's a perfect example of like the beginning. Someone said any more music videos coming from the mixtape. It's possible. I'm trying to work on a full-length record. Obviously this one just came out, but sorry, I'm just trying to read these. Do you prefer slower song or faster pace? It depends what mood that I'm in. I like making music that's like moving, but I guess, you can have that from a fast-paced song. I love the Trust song on the record. I like the chorus. I just like how the whole thing feels. But then I like Prideful a lot. Prideful music like that, I'll listen to a lot of stuff like that when I'm driving on the road. Someone said Layers was crazy. Yeah, I love that one too. I rewrote the beginning of that song like 10 times. I just did not know how I wanted it to go. That just happens to me. Sometimes I'll write something and then rewrite it like 10 times. Drifting, what was the process like? At some point, I think Drifting was going to be on the next project, which I'm glad it wasn't, because I don't think I would have wanted it on there. Sometimes I'll start making songs right after the search happened. I'll start getting in the studio, making stuff, and then I hear it later, and I'm like, oh, man, it feels dated. And that could have ended up being one of those songs, I don't know, but Drifting was really left field for me in the beginning. Like you guys obviously never heard the beat. It was very similar to what it was, but it didn't, that humming sample on the top of it is me. And I added that later, and it completely changed the feel of the song in a way that I loved it. So, but the process of that song was like a lot of times I can make music that sounds a lot different than what I normally do. It's just whenever I try doing it, a lot of times I don't like it, or I feel like it sucks in some way. Me and Tommy laugh about that in the studio all the time, because it's not that I can make a whole record that sounds like nothing I've ever done before, but sometimes I hear it and I feel like it sounds like everything else or whatever, and I always end up steering us in a different direction. But yeah, Drifting was a cool one to make. Originally it didn't even have the big rap verse at the end. It just had a piano outro. And then every time I heard the song, I was like, man, I feel like it needs to end differently or something needs to happen. And then we ended up adding all that at the end. Someone said, were you planning on putting Pay My Dues on the mixtape? No. Pay My Dues was supposed to just be a single. Obviously, if my singles fit on my records, like Why did, if it fits, then I'll put it on a record, just because I don't see a reason why not to, or why not. But Pay My Dues was not supposed to be on there. And then once I decided, I'll just put out a mixtape of some songs that could have been on the record or wouldn't have been on the record or whatever, I was like, I might as well put that one on there. I love that song. Which track took the longest to make? Probably Clouds. Story, I feel like, was tricky. I honestly don't know how Tommy mixed that song. There's so much stuff that people don't realize with mixing. He does, obviously, and he could explain this way better than me. But I do so much yelling, and then I come down with my vocal, and it goes so all over the place. He has to do a lot of things with mixing and compression and just getting my voice to still pop out but make it feel big in the big sections. So that song I felt like was really tricky, but obviously even more for Tommy. Just the writing side for me was tricky. Because sometimes I feel like things can be on the edge writing-wise of being corny. And whenever I feel like something might be corny, it's sometimes I just don't, I don't know. Like the video for a story, I was like, man, I had to get this right, or this is going to feel dumb to me. So that was a tricky thing with Story for me. And then, yeah, Tommy, I'm sure, will make a video, or he'll make a video, but just if he does everything, man. He can mix, master. He's crazy. Someone said, are you currently working on more music? Yeah, I'm always working on stuff. Someone said, how do you get out of the writer's block phase? I definitely get writer's block. Sometimes I just don't feel inspired, or everything I write just feels like whatever. How do you get out of it? I don't know. Being an artist, sometimes you just have to keep trying to do it, and then randomly one day I'll go from not being able to write anything for like 2 weeks to writing most of a song in a day. So, alright, I got one more minute and I'm getting off here. Will there be a video for Trust? I don't know. That'd be dope. We talked about it at one point. It just didn't work out, and timing-wise with some things I was trying to figure out. Well, anyways, thank you guys for all the support on the mixtape. I really appreciate it. Yeah.